to Creative Conversations, where creatives connect and inspire. I'm Sophia, and today we'll be diving into the creative world of Josh Champion, talking about his latex fashion designs. Let's get started. So, latex.
Yeah.
What was it about latex that attracted to you to use that fabric at the start?
Do you know what? I don't know where the original inspiration came from. I mean, when I was younger, I remember watching the Matrix films, and there was like the scenes where they'd go to the clubs there. They'd all be wearing really cool clothes, like lots of latex, even like the main characters, and wearing gas masks and things. So I remember thinking, oh, these are really
gas
cool.
Gas masks are scary.
Yeah, exactly. But I loved all that. It was kind of like, felt edgy and like, not just felt edgy, but I don't know, just kind of had a very different feel to it. And I was like, I wish these kind of spaces would sort of exist. And then I ended up finding them later on, and I was like, wow, this is just it's a very sensory kind of material, because
it is.
When you're around it, like, it's not just looking at it, like, you know, you can smell it, you can feel it. It's very shiny, and it just
Do you
reacts.
like the smell of latex?
Yeah, I do.
Do
like,
you?
yeah, and I remember like when I was younger, like even like playing with like rubber bands or like rubber gloves or something, I don't know, and balloons, like that squeaky kind of sound. Like, I don't know, it was, just the very tactile kind of all the senses that come with it. I think it was quite interesting, to be fair.
Latex is a weird fabric to wear.
Yeah.
Like, I do love it, actually. You know, I used to, I'd never really heard of latex before I started modelling. And I remember the first photographer that asked me, I was like, oh, what is that? Like, do I want to be doing that? And I remember having to use like, was it baby powder or this lube-y kind of stuff?
Yeah, you could have used like talcum powder or the lube,
Yeah, and it was just like the weirdest experience the first time you put latex on, and the way it clings to your body. But what is amazing is just the way it makes your curves look. I mean, it's quite flattering, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's very, very form-fitting lots of the time. Like, I do quite a lot of like, I want to do a bit more free-flowing, looser latex as well. But yeah, the way it like grips the body it kind of does it in a way that like no other material does really, does it? Yeah, you're right, like grippiness. You can get chlorinated latex, which actually doesn't grip like that, so you don't need the talcum powder.
Chlorinated latex?
Yeah, so the reason it grips is because it's a natural material. There's like tiny little holes in the material, in the rubber, and those holes are what like grips to the skin. It almost like suctions, and there's a process that they can like fill up those tiny holes, and it like comes up. But that's why I use the talcum powder, is to like fill up those holes, and that's what helps glide on. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you have like a deep hate for PVC? Because I find some latex lovers are
like,
isn't
there? Everyone's like,
what is
this
it
is
about
latex,
that?
not PVC. I don't know. I feel like what it is one, latex is a lot more expensive. So if people have latex and then they see somebody wearing PVC, or like shops selling it, because they quite often do, they'll be like, oh, this is latex, is PVC, which is just like plastic material.
Yeah.
I'm like, it costs a lot less. It's a lot less effort to look after and things. I think when people like latex, they like the whole kind of ritual and the process of it. Yeah, it's kind of thing that goes onto it. Whereas PVC, it just has a different kind of vibe to it, I think.
I know what you mean. Gothic Image, Andy, he'll probably be listening to this.
Yeah.
Photographer I work with a lot, but he is so protective over his latex garments.
Really?
Like, he really looks after them as if they're his babies.
Exactly. Like, I think, because that's part of the reason I think people like it as well, because in a way that other materials don't, it kind of gives you a way to like step into a completely different personality. Like, whoever puts latex on is like, I don't know, it feels they always say they feel empowered, or like, oh wow, like a new version of yourself kind of thing.
I can see that, actually. Yeah, even I felt like that, and I didn't think latex would be my thing, but yeah. Especially when I modelled for your beautiful dresses.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank you.
It was amazing, because they're elegant, but at the same time they make you feel powerful and sexy, and that is very empowering.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, I think a lot of people kind of get that experience from it.
Can I ask, like, how does it differ from creating fashion with latex to, say, more traditional fabrics?
So it's glued together, which is probably the main difference, rather than most other fabrics are like sewn either by hand or a machine. I didn't come from a fashion background, so it kind of worked out well for me, because I never learned how to use. I never learned how to use like sewing machine or anything like that. And
I still haven't.
They talk about like understitch, all these kind of things. I'm like, I don't know what you're on about. I get my glue, like I glue it on the sides. Like, it's quite fiddly, because you have to like roll it on bit by bit. You can't just glue it and then stick it on, otherwise it kind of runkles. But because I never learned how to use a sewing machine, just being able to glue and do it from that kind of gave me a good starting point, because it wasn't like I was unlearning all the methods I'd learned before. So it's kind of like clean slate going into it. But that's probably the main difference between it.
Yeah.
Because some brands do stitch latex, but you have to glue another layer of fabric behind it so it doesn't like tear, because obviously the needle is quite...
Why would you stitch it? Just for more protection?
Just as an aesthetic thing. I've seen like one or two
okay.
brands just do it just for the look, like you can then sew a pattern or something into it. But yeah, it's not functional.
What kind
you
of
don't
glue
need
do you
to
use?
It's called Bostik 385. It's a very specific thing. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. There's that.
You can't use a Pritt stick then.
Yeah, it's kind of like... That's kind of like a clearish one. And then there's another one which, if you're doing like a big sheet of latex or soaking it into the fabric, which then gets laid on the back. I can't remember what the other one is, but it looks almost like PVA glue. I can't remember what the other one's called, but that one covers like more area. And then you have to use a cleaner beforehand as well, because it comes coated in the talcum powder just so it doesn't really stick to itself. You need to make sure that's all gone before you put the glue on. But yeah.
Wow. So do you remember what was the first piece you made with latex?
The very first piece, like taking it back, would have been like a pair of pants. But it didn't go very well.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Like this was before I'd done a course or anything. I was just like looking at YouTube videos and tutorials. And at the time I didn't know about the use of like a specific cleaner. It was like clean it. So I thought, right, I'll just get like a bit of washing up liquid or something, like try and clean it. Didn't go very well. So I was like, right, I'll give it...
Why'd you clean it first?
So to get rid of all the talcum powder or anything that it comes on, it comes with the talcum powder on it, just to like stop it sticking to things and drying out.
Yeah.
But you need to wipe all that off, otherwise the glue, it was like I was on about with the tiny holes, like it needs to permeate into those holes, and if that's already filled up with the talcum powder, then it's not going to glue properly.
God, it's such a faff, really, isn't it?
It's such a fussy material, honestly.
Wow.
Like I was saying this with Casey in the photo shoot earlier on. Like you have to be very careful because certain materials will stain it. Obviously, like sharp objects can tear it. Even if you leave it in the sunlight, that can discolor it. So it's a very fussy material. But I think that's also like part of the draw as well. Is like, yeah, like I was saying, like it's part of the whole experience of it. Is all that kind of ritual of it.
Yeah, I think you have to kind of love latex to be working with it all the time, because it's a bit of a
the
faff.
alter ego, isn't it? It's like you've got you, and then there's this other thing as well. And it's like, if this is the material that makes you feel like that, obviously, like people are going to take that very seriously. Yeah.
I mean, my favourite fabric to work with is silk, and that is also a faff because it doesn't stay still. It slips all over the place.
Yeah, I've seen that dress you've been doing. That looks gorgeous.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see the photos from that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been hand painting this bridal skirt, which I modelled recently, and now I'm working on the big wedding dress.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of us collaborating one day too.
Yeah, I thought of that. Yeah, we're going to have to do...
Yeah, that was a good idea. I really liked your idea. What about having the silk trapped between the latex?
Yes, yeah. So that's what I was planning. We're going to get the... I'll get you to design some really nice like floral work on the silk, and then like I was saying about that PVA kind of style glue, you coat it in this because that then allows it to stick to the latex, and I'll use the translucent latex and sandwich it between. What kind of the plan is, we'll have it like fading from one to the other, so either latex and then it's sort of seeping through into the fabric below, or vice versa. Yeah,
wow,
kind of get that like juxtaposition.
What a challenge as well, combining two such like different fabrics together, combining the skills, and love to model that as well. That's bringing another element in.
Definitely,
we should definitely really cool. Make that happen.
Yeah,
that's gonna be so fun. Have you ever tried hand painting on latex?
So I've not. I know people can use like a latex, like, because obviously like masks you get for Halloween, like the rubber masks are made of latex, and that's like a liquid latex, so you can paint with that and it's like a 3D texture. But I don't know, Mia was saying about this actually, I'd have to look into like whether you can actually just paint straight onto latex, or what sort of like mixture you'd have to use to be able to do that. But you can definitely do it with liquid latex.
Oh really?
Yeah,
liquid latex.
Who's the guy? Don't quote me. I think it's called like Art with Latex or something. And he does some really cool designs, like like crazy skulls and things like this. And makes like jewelry or big pieces, or like does it onto catsuits, and it gives it such a nice texture.
Oh, really?
So yeah, we could try and figure out a way of doing that.
Yeah, let's do it. I love
really
finding
cool.
creators to come on the show and like find a way of collaborating.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah.
So Magpie Latex, that's your brand, isn't it?
Yes.
Did I say that right?
That's new brand, yeah.
And apparently the theme for your brand is balance.
Yeah.
Could you explain a bit about that? What does that mean to you?
So, what does it mean to me? It's kind of like... I tried to use a lot of like juxtaposition in it. So the dress that you were wearing, for instance, the long chain one.
I'm obsessed with that dress.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's probably one of my favourite. It took so long to do. All those tiny little like rivets along the side took absolutely days, but we got there. But yeah, that's called the devil dress, and
that is devil dress. That is after makes you feel a bit like a devil card. When you wear it.
Yeah, exactly.
The devil tower card.
Yeah, it's got like the two chains coming down the side here, which is kind of like shown in the representation on the tarot card, and then obviously Darcy wore the cross dress with a big cross in the middle, and there's I don't know if you'd ever noticed it, but there's the photo where you and her were like holding a chain between you.
Yes, I remember that.
So then, so we've got, it's supposed to be like almost like the yin and the yang, because it like snakes between, and then we got you and Darcy, but also like the opposing forces which are on the pieces themselves.
So is the cross on the tarot card then, or is that?
Cross isn't,
that's
is that
just Christianity?
That's just supposed to, represent like
contrasting,
religion, generally, yes.
So for anyone listening, I did a photo shoot for Josh. That's how we met. I modelled for his brand, and we also had who turned out to be an old friend of mine from school, Mad, who modelled the latex as well, called Darcy. And we were modelling your new collection, and that was all inspired by balance.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting, and I got to wear the devil dress, which. I'm privileged. I absolutely love that dress, even though Darcy looks so cool. I've
still got so many photos. I know you guys looked amazing. Like, thank you so much.
No,
I've still got so many photos that I need to release, but I'm like doing it dribs and drabs, And also, I still need to put together the video from all the video clips we did as well.
Oh, really? Did you get some video?
Yeah, got some.
Ooh, exciting.
Do a little promo video.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Your brand is wicked. And I love how you connect with it. Like, it's you. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's really cool, and it really shines through in your work.
I get I get an idea, and then I'm like, I have this idea, and I'll keep sort of playing it over almost in my head until I'm like, right, how is this going to come together? Especially like the red dress that had the big shoulder that Darcy wore. That took so long to try and figure out how to get the boning to stick without it like springing open. So I used like a fabric band around the middle, riveted it into here, looped it over, and then did like a second layer of latex over the top to sort of hide all the workings underneath.
I mean, that was really technical, that dress. It was incredible though. So what did you make the shoulder piece with? Because it had what was it made of? The structured piece?
Yeah, it's like steel boning.
Steel boning.
It took quite because I had to like make holes through the boning. It took about like 3 drill bits. Like, I did not realise how tough this metal was going to be.
Wow.
So I was literally there like trying to drill through this thing, and it was just kept shattering the drill bit. But we got there in the end, and so I drilled through and then used the rivet machine to attach it onto the sort of band, which is like underneath, inside, and the middle. Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah, thank
you. Can
I
ask how you managed to balance your kind of grunge style with the more elegant style? Elegance.
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't something that like I intentionally tried to go for, because when I was like coming up with the ideas for this collection, I just sort of put them all down onto a piece of paper and was like, right, these kind of work together. But it wasn't something I intentionally did. They're just kind of like, actually, it kind of ties back. Like, the very first dress I made outside of the course I did was a sort of gown, and I was like, right, I really like this with the way like the folds and things kind of catch the light in photos, and I just wanted to add a more slightly industrial kind of elements, as where like the structured boning comes in, and like the chains and things like that. And
I love the chain.
Yeah, I think it just kind of came out that way. It wasn't something like I went into this sort of collection trying to do.
Yeah. Do you find that you try and avoid the fetish element of latex in your designs, or do you like to play on that? I like to play on it. Like, I want to, like, for instance, the bag that I bought as well, the cuff bag. Love that bag.
So it's like a red handbag. I'm doing it all different colours, but it's a handbag that unzips into handcuffs. So it's like practical with the chain. So
practical, because you never know when you're going to need some handcuffs, right?
You never know. Exactly. And then, so it's got the detachable chain, unzips into the handcuffs, things like that.
Yeah.
And also with the chain dress, you can use that to, clip it onto the side. So it is kind of functional.
It looked fantastic with the dress.
It's like subtle,
Yeah, I know what you mean, actually, because it's fashion, but with a hint of cheeky, and I like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, really cool.
I want to lean into that a bit more, like, into the ideas I'm coming up for the next collection. I've got a kind of harness idea, which I'm going to be starting doing some like mask and men's pieces.
Ooh, that's cool.
Because that was quite a popular question. They were like, oh, are you going to do some men's pieces after the first one? So I thought, right, time to do it. But I want to sort of include more hardware. So it looks cool as a design, but it is actually still like functionable and like can be used in like club settings, like grip onto or anything like that.
Oh, wicked. Yeah. That's so cool. Do you have an interest more in like women's fashion, or are you not fussed? Do you like men's as well?
It's funny because so the course I did was at Central St Martin's, and it was like a week long latex specific course.
So cool.
Yeah, I didn't even think I'd be able to find an actual course. When I was looking for it, I literally just Googled, I was like, how to make latex clothes. I was thinking there would just be a few YouTube videos and things, and there was a couple, but then I saw that course and I was like, right, I've tried it myself, like it didn't go too well. I was like, might as well put the time and money in to do the course properly. And it was so helpful. Like the tutor, Nick Jones, he's done loads and loads. And yeah, so I did that course, and then being in Central St Martin's, I was like, damn, like I wish I'd gone to fashion uni instead. I was like, it just felt so natural.
You look like you're made to be a fashion designer.
Like it just felt right, because I did music before, but I never felt like I could like express myself as much musically as I wanted to. Yeah. And I always liked doing like visual things as well, and just being in that place like in St Martin's and walking around, seeing all the other students and things. I was like, damn, like, this is cool. Yeah, just inspiring, you know.
Oh, amazing. That's so cool. So in your notes for the podcast, you mentioned that you feel almost incomplete when you haven't finished a piece.
Yeah, it's almost...
Could you explain that a bit more?
Yeah, it's almost like an itch or something. Do you know what I mean? Like I get it there. And I'm like, right, I've got to take it from up here and put it down into this world, right? Like, try and put it into material form and like find the way that that's going to work best. And I'll sort of have a few variations of it going through my head, and then something will just like click and I'm like, right, that's the design. And then I feel like I need to get it out, pen to paper as it were, and
do you feel like almost
like
up? You can't like chill out until it's done?
Yeah, honestly, especially like that's what I was saying about the red dress, that kept bugging me. Like I was trying like so many different techniques. I was like, I tried draping. I was like, no, it's the wrong shape for draping. Then I just tried drawing it on. I was like, and then I'd go to bed, just like your brain would just be like going round and round trying to think, how can I do it? Or wake up in the night and be like, this is the way to do it. So quickly make a little note down for the morning.
Yeah, don't forget that. You got to just get up and get that
down. It's
always
like the weirdest times that things come.
It is, isn't it? I'm exactly the same, and I'd never switch off. And when I've got that, you know, the big project I did with the hand painted backdrop, the dress, my body. That kept me up for like 2 months, just constant. I bet. Like my brain's just going crazy.
I bet. Yeah. But I feel like because of that, like when you get the results back, you'll be like, wow, like it makes it so much more worthwhile. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And when you actually hit it on the head.
Yeah, and then we'll just make something even harder next time, don't we? Because you just keep going.
Yeah.
You improve each time.
Yeah, pushing on to the next one, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, like, what's your plan next for your new collection then? Have you got, like, an idea of where you want that to go? Obviously, you're pushing into menswear.
Yeah.
Is there anything other that you're thinking of to add to the kind of theme of things?
So, it's kind of going to broaden, because there was a lot of dresses in the first one. I want to do some more pieces which are of a similar vibe, so that kind of, like, kind of elegance, but also like a very grungy side as well, but in more kind of everyday kind of things. So just like I want to bring out like a short skirt and things, more shorts, kind of like baggy oversized tops, because I made that for a customer. I made an oversized top.
I saw that on your Instagram story, and I like that because when I think latex, I think tight.
Yeah.
But they kind of oversized look really cool.
100%. And it got really good feedback. Like lots of people were commenting on the video, that one. Yeah. So I was like, this is obviously something people like. And I think, it's got a very different feeling and you can hear it more, like, you know, it kind of makes that like...
hear them coming.
Yeah, literally. Like it makes that noise and like wobbling. And just that it's a different tactile kind of experience, I think. Yeah. And then it can be combined really nice. I don't know, like say you got a really baggy shirt or something, put a really cool like chunky belt around it, and that's kind of a vibe on its own. Yeah,
I love that. That's so cool. Can I ask, like, do you prefer designing fashion to say go on like the red carpet, like high-end events, or do you prefer the kind of grungy underground club scene?
Probably underground scene. Yeah, but I think so many people on the red carpets now, like, are wanting to lean into that as inspiration anyway, then it kind of ends up like filtering through to that kind of situation anyway, I think, because everybody's wanting something to stand out, right? And like this latex, you know, every runway, every kind of catwalk, anything you see nowadays, like it's got some form of it on there, and it's almost like the big design houses out there, they're always trying to like one up each other kind of thing. And I think it's such a standout kind of material, like visually, everything that, like I like to design for, like I'd like all my pieces to be either at home in the club or on the red carpet as well. Do you know what I mean? Like I think it.
So it can kind of cross over into both, almost. Yeah. How cool if you could have like a gown or something or a suit, which looks incredible on the catwalk, and then you get down to the club after and boom, rip half of it off and it's a whole new outfit.
Exactly. 100%.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I can't remember what celebrity it was I saw. Oh, she had like a black tight catsuit on, but then with a gown over the top, like a ball gown, and it had like massive red roses on it, and it was
that
wicked.
Sounds really nice. I'm not sure who you mean, but that sounds nice.
But I really liked that contrast.
Fun photo of it.
Yeah, of course. Maybe
really
that's
cool.
something that we can kind of look at for our collaboration, because I really liked that style.
Definitely.
Have you got like a celebrity in mind that you would like absolutely die to see wearing your stuff?
Well, I remember I've always thought the artist Poppy would be really cool.
Artist Poppy.
Yeah, she's like a singer. She does.
Oh yeah.
It's like metal, but then like some of her earlier stuff are like metal cross with pop.
Ooh.
And I just feel like that kind of works well. And like she's worn latex before, and I feel like that would be the kind of vibe as well. But if other celebrities. Yeah, I mean, depends on what they're looking for, really. Like, that's what I quite like about, because I have my brand Magpie, which is like my designs, but I also do any kind of like custom order as well. So if somebody comes to me with an idea, that's what I like about it, is like being able to help them like bring that to life. Do you know what I mean?
Like, capturing almost their personality in the outfit.
And like then getting the feedback of them saying like, oh, this was amazing. Like, thanks so much for helping. I'm like, like this is why I'll do it. Like, I want to help people be able to bring what they want into reality.
That's so cool. I love that challenge. It's almost like a big puzzle that you've got to kind of piece together.
No, that's very true. Yeah,
that's really cool. One of my favourite latex shoots I did was I think you've seen it. It was me as I was wearing a latex air hostess costume.
Yes,
and I was on an aeroplane set.
That was really cool.
Yeah, and we did a remake of Toxic by Britney Spears.
Yeah, the Britney one. Yeah,
it's wicked.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Loved it so much.
That did really well. I saw. Yeah,
it went like viral.
Yeah,
now all
really
my followers are like latex lovers.
That was so cool on the plane and everything. Yeah, what a cool shoot.
So funny, and it's funny because latex lovers, you get the super cool edgy ones like you that are just super quirky and fashion.
Yeah,
and then you get the ones that are like Rubber Rob, which, no offense to Rubber Rob, he's fantastic.
Oh, 100%.
But there's like, it borders into more fetish stuff. So I'm now becoming
it's
fetish queen of the latex lovers without even meaning to.
That's exactly like, if people like it, like it's their like life, you know, it's their like passion, like so yeah,
I think it's quite fun. And they're actually so nice. Like, I never thought the latex community would be as friendly as they are, but since my videos have gone viral, I think it's the amount of love.
Yeah, that's right. Because it's like, if you're wearing this and you're like, it obviously looks a bit outlandish to lots of people, but if you're comfortable doing that, you know that the conversations you're going to have with those sort of people, they're just like honest, do you know what I mean? Like down to earth, and it's like you're just embracing yourself.
Yeah,
right?
They love it. There's not like a line of like too crazy.
No,
and
never.
I think that's fantastic.
Exactly.
But like, I want to keep my new latex fans happy. So I was thinking, like, what's the next theme? Like, I want to do something mad.
Sort something out. Yeah, get some ideas going.
I know. Yeah, maybe that's another thing we could do, is come up with a latex outfit, but something that's themed, something really crazy.
Definitely.
Because the photographer I did that with, we were going to go to the big Libidex store in London and like let them know we're coming. Like with celebrities, we're the ones that did the air hostess shoot.
No, fair. I'm sure they'd be down. to
be fair, they did a blog post about it, but we were wondering if they'd have any cool costumes or something.
I bet they would.
Because I was trying to think like what music we do next. Like, obviously Britney Spears did the top. Which one is it in the red catsuit? Have you seen the music video of Britney Spears wears a tight red catsuit? Oops, I did it again, I think is. Anyway, I think that's the next one. But I don't know, a catsuit could be quite predictable. Or would you say that it can never go wrong with a catsuit?
Pretty classic, aren't they, to be fair? They're pretty classic.
It is a bit of a classic look.
But, you know, like, for instance, I actually made a piece for a client recently, and that was a big catsuit. but they wanted like big bat wings added, right? And like latex spikes all up the edge here. So there's loads of ways you can sort of customize a catsuit. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's cool.
I can't wait to see their photos from that. I think it's going to be really cool.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really amazing. I really like the fact that you do all these custom pieces for people too. Would you say you prefer it to doing your actual fashion collections?
It's very different. Like it's more specific, because if it's what they want, like I want to make sure I'm doing it right. Like people, you know, they're putting a lot of time and effort into wanting me to do this properly, so I want to make sure it's right. Getting all their sizings on point and everything is obviously very important. But no, I think having the both is quite nice, because I have my creative outlet, and people purchase those pieces as well, which is lovely. But then, yeah, I get just as much reward from helping other people do theirs as well. So kind of ties in.
Do you get like an amazing adrenaline feeling when you sell a piece of your work?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny feeling, like, because I haven't been doing it that long.
No, and you're already doing amazing though, because you've already got orders coming in. You're already coming out with fashion collections. Yeah. It's really impressive.
Yeah. I think that's it as well. Like I was saying earlier on, like, you know, everyone, even if it, you know, on the red carpet or something, they're looking to be a bit more individual, a bit more outlandish. I think that just trickles down to like everybody in society as well. Like,
100%.
sort of subconsciously, like we all want to show a different side to ourselves, and it's just a new way of doing that, which is just becoming more accepted in kind of the mainstream. Do you know what I mean? Like the latex, and I think it's just becoming so much more accepted.
Definitely, it's definitely been seen more. And it's such a cool statement look. It should be used on red carpets and music videos and all of that, because it's just such a statement look.
100%, yeah.
Can I ask, is there any particular designers that really inspire you?
So probably latex wise, I've always loved Dane Henderson.
Dane Henderson.
Yeah, he does some incredible like inflatable stuff. He's done things for like Cobra, Lady Gaga, lots of people. Yeah.
You know what? If you dress Lady Gaga, I'd lose my friggin' mind.
Yeah, that'd be mad. That would be mad. Touch wood. Touch wood. We can dream.
You can make this happen. We'll make it happen.
Manifest it. Yeah.
Please, Lady Gaga, listen to this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if you're out there.
Yeah.
But apart from latex designers, like in like high fashion kind of thing, I love Schiaparelli, all that kind of surrealism. That sort of stuff is really cool.
Yeah, wicked. Oh, really cool.
Yeah.
I really like, who's the one that does, have you heard of Iris Van Herpen?
Yes, fair enough.
That stuff's mental, isn't it?
Mad, crazy.
That's science.
It's another level, isn't it? Like all the wavy kind of dresses and everything.
Yeah.
Must take hours and hours.
Yeah,
I think they use like so many new technologies as well. I think they use like 3D printing, like laser cutters, loads of kind of stuff. But her work's insane. Yeah,
that's so cool. So in one of your new collections, you're using a tartan motif, is that right?
Yeah. So
what's that for then?
Yeah, so I saw recently they've released a tartan, which is to represent all the women that were killed in the witch trials in Scotland.
Oh, wow.
And I thought that's very relevant to my kind of theme. And
because you do a lot of kind of witches stuff, don't you?
Exactly. I want to lean into that. And it was such a beautiful design. Like it's a black background with red stripes, like quite dark red stripes, and then like silvery white stripes going the other way as well. And I'd love to so one of the designs, for instance, I'm going to have a skirt. It's probably going to be like a thick translucent grey, and then there's going to be like a panel on the side which is like, so it's going to be the tartan style, so it'll be black with red strips like latex made onto it, and then instead of the silver latex much, going to like interweave the chains to like really thin, like tiny, like shiny silver chains to have that. And that's going to be like a nice little accent on the corner here. So it's got that grungy kind of feel. Yeah. But yeah, still working that in there, because the chain interweaving kind of ties back to the inflatable gilet I made, where it was all the one you modelled actually, where it was all like interweave in between.
I've had a few photographers message me saying, can you bring that to a shoot? And I'm like, it's not mine.
No, fair enough. Well, let me know if you need to borrow it. That's fine.
Yeah, honestly.
Needs to get out of the cupboard a bit more often.
Yeah, it's wicked, that is. I think I had it on backwards at first. We were trying to figure out how to wear it. Do you remember? You were like, what are you doing?
What's going on here?
How did you make that jacket again? It was, what was it out of?
So that was latex as well.
That was latex, but it was like, it had like mouthpieces or something.
Yeah, so I found online, like, I think they were supposed to be like bike valves or something, like metal bike valves. But I found like a nice curved angle one. So what I did, I had to make the 2 layers of latex and then sandwiched in between, because it's not just like one inflated piece, it's kind of like made up into sections, and then glued some fabric in between to give it like the sections. And then I put these angled valves on it, and like going down the back as well, like you saw, and then that kind of creates like a sort of spinal cord effect. Wow. Like all these little bits coming out the back.
So cool. You've got such a creative mind.
A faff to make.
I bet it was. Yeah. But you can tell it's not just like, I don't know, you see, I think the reason I love your stuff is because I see a lot of latex, and sometimes it can look a bit cheap sometimes. It's quite simple. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough.
But then when I looked at your stuff, it's so complex, and it is fashion, and the creativity's gone into it. It's just amazing.
I think it comes from I have like an engineering job as well, and I think it comes from that as well. Just
got that technical brain.
Thinking like quite 3-dimensional, and like like problem solving, like if I want to get this shape, how am I going to put these shapes together to create this sort of thing? So I think it comes from that a lot as well, to be fair.
So how do you make the ideas in your head suddenly turn into these physical garments? What's the process?
Often with much frustration, but we get there. So the long train one, for instance, is the first one I actually tried draping on a dress form. So I bought the dress form for that piece because I was like, I had another one before, but it wasn't pinnable. So I was like, I need to be able to pin into it, like stretch the fabric over. So the front piece was all stretched over, pinned, and then I pinned the chains where I wanted it to go. And then on the back, I used a slightly different technique to get the shape, because I found it was my first time like trying to drape anything, and I was like, it's not going as like tight to the body as I needed it to be. Yeah. So I what I did, I covered the whole thing in cling film, then masking taped around it, and then drew on where it needed to be, cut out those pieces, and then sliced up that like masking tape and used that as the pattern, and then laid that out onto the latex and cut it out from there. For instance, Do
you like the pattern cutting part of it?
I like it. It's pattern cutting is like an art form in itself. If you're like drafting it from sketch, like it's very, very mathematical and like strategic. Like I'm gradually getting better, but I can't just like some people are amazing. They can just go, you need to add this like curve or something. I don't know quite enough about that yet. But I have a girl who helps me do patterns sometimes for like custom orders. Yeah, exactly. Because honestly, like you could be just a pattern cutter and learn that for years and still have loads to learn. Like it's such a specific thing.
In a design house, they usually have like a whole team, don't
they? It's very impressive. Yeah.
Do you find that the design in your head, does it usually end up looking like how you imagined, or does it evolve over the process?
I think it depends what piece it is, really. So like the gilet, the inflatable gilet, I knew what I wanted it to look like, and it came out pretty much like that. Like it took a few different ways of getting it there. Like I didn't necessarily have the same process going into it as I expected to. Because for instance, where I wanted the different sections to give the like design, I thought I was going to do like 3 separate ones and stick them together. That ended up not really working very well. So the end result, it looked the same, but I had to use like a different method to get there. But some other pieces like the red dress, it changed a bit, because I was going to have it longer, and I was like, actually no, like I think the length kind of detracted or took away from the shape of the shoulder. I wanted that to be the emphasis, and with the really long red hair, I was like, might be a bit much, so I kept it as like a shorter dress.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? It's just kind of trusting the process and knowing when to kind of edit it. Do you do you like it to be exactly how you imagine, or do you quite like the natural progression of it?
I feel like the natural progression is part of it, because like it comes to me naturally. So if I'm then like, I've got this idea in my head, it needs to be exactly that, it's like, well no, like I didn't calculate this idea to begin with, so you should just let my hands do what feels right, let it follow its kind of path, as it were, and then it will come out the best as it's supposed to at the end of that kind of process, I'd say. Amazing.
So if someone new coming into the world of latex and they wanted to buy their first latex piece of clothing, what would you recommend?
Probably, like piece, or like just general? I'd say go into a shop and feel it, try it, get some get some help by the people in there, because it's fussy. Like, you know, you might need the talcum powder or some help putting it on. Like, I think going in, you'll soon get a feel for like any kind of shopping, really. You're like, oh, like, you just feel a bit more drawn towards this corner of shopping. It's like, oh, I'll go try this on. And, you know, there's probably like, you know, follow
what kind
that
of
and
stores
see
sell it other than Libidex? So I don't know many shops for latex.
Any kind of adult shop will probably sell some form of latex.
Yeah.
But in regards to, in store, there's I mean, there's a few places in Camden. They're sort of dotted around, but if you Google somewhere, you'll be able to find plenty.
Yeah. Is it easy to determine the two between latex and PVC if you go into one of those shops?
Yeah, so the main way you'll be able to tell, they will definitely say, because they'll have people going into the shops specifically for either PVC or latex, so they will definitely have a section of shops saying it. But if you want to test, like, or if you're looking online or something like that, the best way is if it's got stitching. I know I said earlier sometimes people do, but it probably won't be latex. And also on the inside, PVC will have a kind of like, not felt, but it's like a material which is it's not just one layer of rubber, it'll be two things put together.
Oh, okay.
And that's probably the best way to tell. Yeah.
Completely off topic, not really for podcasts,
go for it.
But I when I did my first body painting shoot, a photographer gave me a red latex thong, and it's great because you can paint over it with body paint, and it's because it's so close to your skin, it's like more invisible than, say, the fabric thongs that you use for body painting.
Enough, yeah.
But I have looked everywhere
really cool.
online, and I can't find a nude coloured latex thong.
Really?
Is that something you could make for me?
Yeah, I can make one. Yeah.
Because it's for body painting. Yeah. And then the thing is, because my skin tone's a bit darker, usually nude colours are so pale that it stands out. You need something that basically looks like it's just invisible completely. Yeah. And to be honest, a bit of a market there for all those body painters that need something to paint over.
No, that's a good idea.
I know, it's not the most exciting thing.
So it painted onto it fine, did it?
Yeah. For body paint it did.
Maybe
anyway.
We could try it then. Yeah, we need to have a little experiment one day and see like painted onto it for our
to be honest, I never thought about it like that. But if the body paint's out on it, then that's quite a good idea. But yeah, there we go.
Give it a go.
Commissioned latex pants, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can get like the brand I use, which is like a UK one. I don't know if they have a particular like skin toned one, but I know other brands like that you can order from abroad have a lot more like colours and things, so you'd probably be able to find something. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
So how do you see like the future of latex fashion going? How do you see it moving forward? Like your quirky tartan project.
Yeah. I think there'll be sort of two variations, right? I think you'll get the brands that want to create much more like avant-garde, outlandish and like loud designs, very big structured things, like a guy Harry who made Sam Smith, their big inflatable piece, things like that.
Oh yeah, amazing.
Yeah. Or you'll get some brands such as I think Tom Brown and Margiela. They had like latex like gloves or stockings or socks and things, but it's kind of used in like a very pastel tone way in regards to the rest of the thing. So it's just adds more of a texture than like a focus to the rest of the outfit. So it's got the outfit which is like cotton, but then having a bit of shine can sort of juxtapose it nicely, and it will make the fabric have more texture, and then do you know what I mean? It kind of pushes it apart more and makes each one stand 100%. Out a bit more just by having a little bit. I like adding
latex to other fabrics and other outfits because that contrast is so cool, isn't it? I think oh god, what's that show on Netflix where they bring like young fashion designers on and they all compete against each other and they make fashion.
I know
is
what
it
you
called
mean.
Next Fashion? No?
Next is something like that. I remember binge watching it. Whatever, I know what you mean.
One of the model hosts, judges it. She came on in a full Versace outfit, and it was like this tight, amazing, bright coloured dress. But then she had, what, like you were saying, black latex gloves. Yeah. And then they were like black latex stockings, but kind of they're joined into these big latex stiletto boots.
Yes.
She looked incredible.
Yeah. Exactly. It just adds that like little pop to another texture, really. I think it's a lot about what it's about.
Yeah, exactly. Even I do find, I don't know if you feel passionate about this too, that latex has got to fit properly, and when it doesn't, it's just
Yeah.
No, I mean, if you're purposely making it so it's baggy, it's fine. But you know, when you see someone that's wearing a dress and it's not fitting them right, I'm like, take that off that model right now.
It's always worth, getting it custom fit, because as well, it'll chafe a bit, like, because it's such a grippy material. Like, if it's skin tight, you'll barely even feel it's on. Like, it will sort of change temperature to your skin temperature, and you'll get very hot in it if you're clubbing or something, obviously. And if you're outside, it'll be very cold. There's no kind of in between, but like, it will adjust to your body. So if it's skin tight, it will rub a lot less and be less painful, whereas if it's looser, it can rub a bit more. But a lot of the time, like, that, I always work made to measure, because you want it to fit nicely, and there's no point having huge amounts of stock. Like, I'd rather each person get something that they know is going to work for them, you know.
Yeah, I totally get that. Do you wear latex outside the house?
I do sometimes. Like, I wear my jacket out and about. I don't wear it too much, like, down the high street or anything, but in events and things. Me and Mira designing some cool, I don't know if she mentioned it to you, about painting a corset or
for anyone
something.
Listening, Mia's your lovely girlfriend, who
fiancé,
is also fiancé. For God's sake, I knew that.
No, it's all good.
Oh yeah, she's a darling. She is, Mia. So for anyone listening, Mia was actually my PA for a bit because I was drowning in admin, and I met your gorgeous fiancé
during the photo shoot,
and she's just like, I'll help you, and it was great because we would all.
She loves it.
We'd end up getting our nails done together. We're bonding. She's great, and she used to like come into my like mess of a dressing room and just help me organise everything. You're so lucky to have a woman in your life that's so like good at organising, because I'm a nightmare.
100%. No, she knows what she's doing.
She's
definitely
fantastic, and she's so supportive of you. Like, she just loves what you do and really believes in you.
She was having to work today because she would love to come down.
Oh no, that would have been amazing to see her. But she did tell me, I think briefly, that you're designing something for her to wear. Is that right?
Yeah. So designing, it's going to be like a corset, and she was hoping you might be able to do some nice floral paintings, and then I'm going to make some latex roses, stick on it, and it's going to have very like natural kind of greens and earthy kind of colours to it.
Very nice. And what's she wearing this to then?
It's called a place called Fox and Badge, which is an event in London, which coming up in a little while. But this
Fox and Badge.
Okay. I don't know what it means, but it's all like, so they do like different themes. This theme is Celtic. It's like Celtic and like mysterious and like all like,
is it latex
spiritual. It doesn't have to be. No, this is kind of more like this is kind of more, I think they said they want to use like, you can even use like actual leaves and things like that. So I always thought it'd be really cool as well, actually, to almost, we were saying about sandwiching the silk between two layers of latex, actually getting like leaves or plants, like for a one-off use. Obviously, like, the plants would degrade over time, but if you like dried them, somehow sticking them between could look really nice.
I like the sound of that. I like printing with leaves and flowers onto fabric. It's fun playing with that kind of stuff.
Definitely.
Ooh. Have you seen dried flowers? You can buy them on Amazon, and they're like really, really delicate and light, so they'd be really easy to trap between the latex. You can get like hundreds and hundreds of them.
Might have to do that.
You
I remember sometimes my nan would actually used to dry them out, to be fair. She'd put them like in a book. And you'd open a book and just a flower would fall out, like a little dry flat flower. So maybe I'll have to,
That's so cute. I mean, I'm always encouraging people to introduce flowers into their work. I'm obsessed. I love it.
Bring some nature in, definitely.
Can I ask, what kind of inspired you into the occult when it came to your designs?
So,
would you say that's the right word? The
occult? I've always just kind of felt that way, and like, sort of just leaning into intuition, things like that. I don't know. Again, it wasn't
You're quite
really
a spiritual person yourself.
Yeah. Like, I always have been quite a spiritual person. Like, I didn't intentionally going into this collection like think, right, I want this to be specifically about that or spiritualism or anything. But I think just where it's something I always experience, like on a day-to-day basis, it just naturally came through in the designs. Like, so I obviously said I sit up here and I'm trying to put it down into person, all the designs, and it was only like after sort of stepping back and I was like, oh, actually, like, I noticed this theme from here and this theme from this piece and this piece. I'm like, there was obviously something going, like connecting all the dots in my head, and it's only like sometimes afterwards that you see that and you're like, all the connecting of the dots is kind of
connecting of the dots.
Yeah,
And do you think you'll take that further? Do you think that's kind of the root
I just
of
lean
the
into
inspiration?
that, and I'm like, it works. Like whatever these dots connecting, like it's going somewhere. So I'm just carry on going that way.
And it is a subject you can just keep diving deeper and deeper into it. Do you ever do that? Just get into a hole of just
definitely.
like, you just
I love it. Yeah, like I get very much tunnel vision, whether it's making art, anything. So I'm like, no, I need to change it up, get a bit more balance in my life. But did you say your mum was?
My mum's a tarot reader.
Yeah, I feel like I need to meet up with her.
I think you'd get on so well.
Yeah,
it'd be really
cool.
good. And she's just amazing. Like she'll be able to fill your brain with so much inspiration because she's been doing it her whole life. And the amount of books she has on occult and witchcraft and tarot and just all of that stuff, she'll blow your mind. And I bet there'd be so much that you could feed into your designs as well.
True. Ooh. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's make that happen.
Definitely.
I think your partner wanted to get a reading from my mum too at some point.
She did say actually.
Yeah,
she needs to do that.
That would be really cool.
That'd be fun.
Oh, wicked.
Definitely.
Nice. So you're really like pushing the boundaries then. Have you got any like new techniques you want to learn? Do you think you're going to be pushing into the sewing machine at any point?
I would love to. Love to. Like again, like where I never did fashion before, it's so annoying because my grandma used to have loads and she probably got, I think we've got rid of them now, but I was like, I wish I'd seized that opportunity and like taken all this stuff before they got rid of it. But I would love to learn how to sew, to be able to tie it into designs together.
Do you think you'll start experimenting maybe with new fabrics in the future?
I want to use new fabrics. And for instance, there's a piece I'm going to make for myself, which I'm going to have like a design. I think it's called like a labyrinth, which is called just like the sort of spiral sort of looking design, and you follow it around. It's supposed to represent like life and rebirth.
Oh, cool.
And I want to use like a rope and sort of sandwich that between the latex to give it texture. So talking about the like skin coloured latex, I want to kind of have it that colour because it's sort of taken an inspiration from, have you seen where people get like body modifications or something and they have like silicone or something put under their skin and it gives like a texture. Right? I kind of want it to look like that. So I'm going to have the latex, then I'm going to make like a thick rope, glue it on top and then sandwich it again, so it kind of gives like that body modification like texture.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Have it gripping, and so I want to try and incorporate more just different styles and things.
Can't wait to see this. Oh, I can just see you just going to keep getting bigger and better, and I'm so excited for your future.
Oh, thank you
and
so
I feel
much.
so privileged that I've got to model for your stuff now.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll do it again.
Yeah, I would love to.
I'm so glad you could do it.
Honestly, it was
really cool.
Great. It was great working with you guys.
Such a good day. Yeah,
it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, like that was the first day I'd ever actually hired a proper studio to get photo shoots done. And our friend came and like having the proper lights and everything, like it was very different.
You'll never forget that, your first time.
Mate, I was so tunnel vision. I was like, right, go. I got back and my brain was just like on repeat.
You were.
It was like whirring.
God, it was a knackering one, but it was so worth it.
It paid
off. The pictures are great.
It was a cool place actually.
Nice. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. It's been amazing to chat to you. I've been so excited to have this chat.
We need a good catch up. Yeah, it's been too long. Yeah,
literally.
It was really good. No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad. So for everyone watching, where can they find you? What's your socials?
So j.champion, Josh Champion Custom Latex on Instagram, and then also Magpie_Latex is the brand page as well. So that's probably the best place to find us. Yeah. I want to get a website up soon, so keep an eye out. But
keep an eye out. And we can always add the link below if it's coming out soon or whatever, but we can promote that.
Definitely.
Wicked. Oh, well, thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
And thanks to everyone for joining us today for Creative Conversations. Creative Conversations was hosted by Sophia Gray. It was recorded at Granary Studios audio production by Granary Digital, additional production support and editing by James Jones. For more information, visit our website at granary.digital. To contact the show, email podcast@granary.digital. Please leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts and follow us on social media.